Good morning, Roll Gang, and welcome on in to a fresh Fuck Yeah Friday episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake. I am your host, Processor Sky, super humped. Oh shit, humped. I fucked up. Hyped and pumped to sesh with you guys this morning. As per every weekday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern, all the Roll Gangsters are my sesh mates this morning. Today on this Fuck Yeah Friday, I am going to show you guys how to use your handy dandy rolling spoon to help you roll a perfect hemp wrap. So sometimes hemp wraps are super hard to roll, hard to stick. They're a little bit more sturdy than a rolling paper. You know, they're a little bit more significant, and sometimes they rip, sometimes they're hard to roll tight. So I'm going to teach you guys how to roll up a perfect hemp wrap on today's Fuck Yeah Friday episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake. Let's get this baby started officially. Happy Fuck Yeah Friday, Roll Gangsters. We have made it through another beautiful week of Weekday Wake and Bakes, and it is time to smoke after all. So shout out to the main sponsors of the show this morning while I grind up some herb to roll up this hemp wrap. WWnB University, the first ever cannabis college, and the Rolling Spoon Cannabis Multi-Tool, helping to roll a dime every time. WWnB University is this magical school where you can go. It's kind of like the Hogwarts of cannabis, if you will. You can go and learn everything you need to know about this budding industry to claim your stake and get a job in this industry, because honestly, the tide is rising for this awesome cannabis field, and a high tide, emphasis on the high, raises all ships. So if you're looking to claim your stake in this budding industry and join the cannabis community, go to WWnB University and study this magical plant. You can use promo code Rolling Spoon for 10% off your home grow tuition to learn how to grow some top shelf cannabis in your very own home. Or if you're just interested in the plant and how it works with your body, the physiology of the human body match with the plant, the terpenes that help make it so great, and the other cannabinoids that are so helpful to our body and our mind. If you're trying to learn, WWnB University is the place to go. Don't forget promo code Rolling Spoon for 10% off your tuition at WWnB University, the first ever cannabis college to boost your cannabis knowledge. So without further ado, I am going to grind this up in my massive Santa Cruz shredder. Shout out Santa Cruz shredder for this awesome grinder I use every day too. Got an awesome promo on this specific grinder because they said my old one looked like shit, that old antique. So I've got some ground herb, some ground gelato, and I've got a high hemp organic hemp wrap. This is my favorite brand of hemp wraps. I've tried a lot of them. You can use this method for any brand of hemp wrap that you want to try to roll, but this one's just specifically my favorite. So let's go ahead and open it. So basically, each hemp wrap comes on this. They come with two filters. I'm not going to use these filters. I use filters in joints, not in hemp wraps. I actually like to roll hemp wraps with no filter better. So we're going to roll no filter this morning. Try to make a cannabis filter. Every time the hemp wrap is wrapped around this tube, I like to cut these tubes into fives as well and make five more joint filters. But for this hemp wrap, all we need is the hemp wrap, our material we're about to roll, and my handy dandy rolling spoon. So basically they come out of the package super wrinkly and a little bit dry, you know. They're very stable, and if they were to put too much humidity in the pack, then it would probably get moldy and old, start to decompose in the pack before we have the opportunity to smoke it. So I'm glad they leave it on the dry side. Let's rehydrate our hemp wrap. This is step one. Use your fog breath as if you're fogging up some glass or a mirror to give some vigor to this feisty fresh hemp wrap. It's super crunchy right now. We're going to try to make it a little bit looser. Just breathe on it a little bit. I know it's a little weird, but it works really well. See, much more flimsy and malleable. Much more flimsy. Rehydrated and ready to go. So next step is to lay the hemp wrap on your surface. Grab your rolling spoon cannabis multi-tool. And then for the filter, you want to grab the chunkiest scoop of herb in your grinder. So grab the scoop of herb that's the least keefy, the most chunky, and put that scoop in your filter. And then with the rest of the weed, just evenly distribute it amongst the rest of your hemp wrap. So I'm using my rolling spoon cannabis multi-tool to help me procure my cannabis from my grinder to my hemp wrap right now. Nice and evenly. If you don't procure it evenly and make sure that your pile of weed is perfectly even in your hemp wrap, then it's not going to burn completely evenly. You'll have runs, or it'll just be a tough pull. So I'm going to try and show you guys. I have the perfect distribution for a hemp wrap in here. Super evenly distributed and not packed yet. So I'm going to go ahead and pick it up. Meet the four corners. This is a little cycle. We're going to do this 3 times. Meet the four corners and use the straight edge of your rolling spoon to pank down the material within your hemp wrap. This starts to get your material stuck together so it doesn't all just come flowing out of your blunt when you're rolling it. Meet the four corners again. Give it a little bit of a fold, give it a little bit of pressure. We like to call this formulating your mohawk whenever you're rolling a joint. So basically, on the interior of this hemp wrap right now, we're making our snake, but currently it has a mohawk. It's a mohawk shape. So basically, we're going to formulate the mohawk and then press the top of the mohawk down again. Basically doing the same exact thing we did just now, but a little bit tighter. And then for the last time, we're going to use our straight edge. Just even it out a little bit more. Roll it down slightly so that you can create a mohawk in a different place this time. You don't want to create the same one and mush it down, make the same one and mush it down. So keep folding it and pressing down the top part that forms. So now we have a perfect snake encased within our hemp wrap. Can you guys see that? It's basically pre-formed. Can you see the snake of weed within there? Hell yeah. So that means this baby is ready to roll. Just as if we have some, if you had a string of Play-Doh in your joint wrap, that's exactly how you want to roll it now, as if you're rolling up some Play-Doh. You're going to turn the weed into a Play-Doh snake, by rolling it in your fingers a whole bunch. And then the last step, the last but certainly not least, is this tuck. So right in the center of the hemp wrap, you want to pull the hemp wrap taut with your thumbs, and then in between your thumbs, you can catch the tuck with your pointer finger. Once you have that tuck, you go down to your filter side and do the same thing. And now we have half of the hemp wrap tucked. And then we go to the side that we're going to spark and tuck that baby as well. Now we have our whole entire hemp wrap tucked. Next step is to lick it, stick it, and seal the deal. But this time we have to use a good amount of saliva. There is no gum strip on these hemp wraps, so you kind of just have to make them stick with your spit. You can see I licked a little bit more than I do with my joints. Fold it flat, and then you're gonna notice in a bunch of spots you have these little flaps. You know, it's kind of like rolling an actual blunt. You have these little flaps that are still opened up in the suture point. So you wanna lick and use your top lip to close the hemp wrap. So lick, and then your top lip will rub the paper evenly down. So, boom, boom, and boom. And that is all she wrote, Roll Gang. We have an absolutely perfect hemp wrap here to smoke. I'm gonna go ahead and spark it up and then go watch some Netflix because I'm exhausted. You guys wearing me out every episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake, waking up early with the Roll Gangsters. Absolutely love it. But yeah, check out this fucking hemp wrap, baby. This is how we like to smoke. Nice, fat, even. Let's see how it burns. This is the most important part. I love the way hemp wraps burn. So slow, flavorful, way different than a joint. That is a hemp wrap, ladies and gentlemen. So much fun to roll it with you guys, Roll Gangsters. Shout out to everybody tuning in on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Especially the chat champ of the show, Green Ghost Genetics. Shout out on the nifty tool, the Rolling Spoon Cannabis Multi-Tool, helping me to roll a dime every time. On every episode of the Weekday Wake and Bake. Love you guys, Roll Gangsters. I'm gonna go cough up a lung, finish this hemp wrap, and have an awesome weekend. Mwah! Love you guys. See you on Monday.